Warning: the following program may contain language and other elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. You've been fucking warned.
Hey guys, Johnny Farrow here, and welcome to another episode of Musician Kitchen. Today is a very special recipe that I'm doing. It's my Nana Rita's German potato salad, and you know, growing up I had this recipe quite a bit. She made it a lot. It's an incredible, mind-blowing German potato salad recipe, and it's just very nostalgic for me. And fortunately, before she passed away, my mom Linda, sat down with her and actually worked out what goes into this recipe. How do you do it? Because my Nana was an old European lady. They didn't write shit down, you know what I mean? So she just fucking, oh look, this is delicious, eat it. And she did it pretty much the same every time. So the ingredients for this dish, we got potatoes, of course, bacon, le bacon, onion, cider vinegar, some sugar, water, pepper, salt, and avocado oil to cook with. I don't think she used to use avocado oil. That wasn't really a thing back then. I'm using it because it's just, my mom just says oil, and this is the oil I use. So getting started, and again, I have the recipe here. I've never made this recipe, so I have my mom's recipe as she got it from my Nana in front of me. So we're gonna learn together today. All right, guys, so first thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna get our potatoes prepped, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna peel them and boil them. Okay, so we got about 8 medium-sized potatoes. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull them out of my bowl here and get them all peeled up. And I swear I have a garbage can here. And I'm not too crazy about how I peel. Like, if I have a little skin left on, it's not the end of the world to anything. It's actually fine. And I'm not even going to worry about doing the ends because I'm just really fucking lazy sometimes, and this is one of those times. So there we go, our potatoes are all peeled, and again, I didn't fuck around with taking the ends off because I'm just feeling lazy today, I guess. And my mom didn't actually give me a boiling time on these, but I got my pot to the right here has got enough water in here to cover these potatoes. I'm just bringing it up to a boil, and then I'm going to drop them in probably like 10 minutes because they are going to go in the oven into my casserole dish, so I don't want to cook them all the way through. I need to be able to slice them and then put them in there with some shape. So we're going to get these into the pot, get them boiled, and then we'll come back and do the rest. All right, so our water is boiling now, so I'm going to go ahead and put my potatoes in using a pair of tongs because this motherfucker is hot. And we're just going to put these in gently. You do not want to literally drop these potatoes in. You want to set them in gingerly. And I know there's no ginger in this recipe, but you will gingerly set your potatoes in the water. And again, I just got enough water in there to cover, so the boil, it's still definitely hot in there, but it's, it came down a little bit. So I'm just going to cover those. I'm going to time them for 10 minutes. Just to kind of, like I said, give them enough time to break down a little, get the cooking process started. But they're going into a casserole dish, so I'm not going to fully cook them right now. All right, so my timer is set. So while that's going, we're going to continue on. We're going to do a little prep here with my onion. This is going to be, per my mom, we're going to be finely chopping this. So go ahead and get l'oignon, nipping the tip off, and of course peeling it, because I don't want no freaking onion peels in my Nana's potato salad. F that. And again, as you're doing your onions, I'm not super picky about just taking the very outer layer off. I am by default kind of lazy when it comes to stuff like that. So, if I have to take a whole layer off just to make my life easier, I'm going to do that. All right, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut this into sections, right? So, cut, 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 and cut. Then, I'm going to cut this way, holding these with my hand here, right? And making sure to keep, notice that my knuckles are out, my fingertips are kind of back. That's to keep me from cutting myself, because, it happens. And we just go down the line like this. And then when you get to the end, that's kind of annoying, so I just get rid of these nubs, because, like I said, lazy. Man, between the onions and the potato peeling, I am just a lazy motherfucker. For this recipe. All right, and then I'm just gonna run my blade over everything, kind of do like the mince thing, Make sure we got it nice and finely chopped. And that should be you know, pretty much what we want here, I think. Like, you know, and I'm not gonna worry if it's like every single solitary piece isn't perfect, but you know, you got kind of like that's kind of like what you're looking at there, right? That's about what you want. All right, into the bowl. And take my second half, do the same thing. So that's about good for that. Then we're gonna chop up our bacon before we cook it. And per my mom, just says chop the bacon and cook until crispy. Well, that's easy enough, Mom. I can handle that. So I got about a pound here. Now, my Nana, I don't know if traditionally German potato salad, well, I don't know if it has bacon at all or if it takes that much, but she liked her fatty foods, I will tell you. This woman could actually eat like a stick of butter, like just a stick of butter, and it would be totally like the best thing to her. Bread and butter was like one of her favorite things. And so it doesn't surprise me that there's this much bacon in this recipe. Personally, I love bacon. I'm sure I get that from her. That and my quirky and pithy attitude. And that's the other thing about my Nana. She was a sweet woman. Honestly, one of my favorite people of all time. And it was funny, though, because, and I don't know if she did this to everybody, but, like, there would be times when I'd be just being a little shit growing up, and she would totally give me the finger, like no kidding. And it was the best thing in the world. It, you know, it kind of worked against her because it made me just want to irritate her more because I thought it was cute. So, yeah. Cutting these into, like, inch-ish sections, right? And then I'm going to break them up a little bit just to make it easy once they get in the pan. All right, so now, frying pan. We're going to throw a little bit of oil in this pan. And my mom, as I recall, I don't think she specifies an amount of oil. Oh, about a teaspoon of oil. Or maybe I put that in there just because I don't think there was an amount there. So I'm just throwing a little oil in the pan here. Bada bing. Get this heat going on, get it up to like onto a medium high heat for like a minute or two just to get things kind of rolling a little bit, you know. I'm gonna check on my potatoes while I'm waiting for that. Oh, they is boiling. So exciting. Just to give you guys a little bit of a look at what we're gonna be doing. So basically, we're just gonna be cooking the bacon, bringing it up to the point of it being crispy. We're gonna remove it, leave the juices in the pan. And then we're going to put, except for the potatoes and the bacon, of course, all the other ingredients go into the pan, you know, and just kind of brought up to the point of a rolling boil, as my mom puts it. And then basically we're going to slice and layer the potatoes into the pan, pour all that goodness over, sprinkle with a little bacon fairy dust, and biggity bam into the oven. All right, so bacon pan should be about ready here. You don't need to let it go, you know, like I said, like a minute, maybe 2 minutes if you want. Just till the oil starts moving around and bacon goes into the pan for happy little sizzles. Bloop. Bloop. All right, so now, just gonna get this moving around, keep it moving, breaking it up, getting it nice and crispy. You know, and it's going to take a little bit of time for it to do that. You're going to have this bacon on the pan 5-6 minutes minimum, I would say, maybe a little longer, depending on how big your pan is. And that is a thing, too. If your pan is bigger, you can spread the bacon out a little more. It will cook faster that way. All right, and my alarm just went off for my potatoes, and I checked them. I mean, they're still very firm, so I am going to actually cook them for another 5 minutes. So I just put a little more time on that timer there as I'm getting my bacon happening. And then what I'll do, and this is just thinking ahead point, is have either a bowl, you know, and like a metal bowl, something that can take heat, or a glass bowl, a bowl or a strainer or something ready to put your potatoes in. And then what you do is you run them under cold water so that you can then cut them right away without burning your freaking hands off. So I just have that, you can just have that waiting in your sink, right? My bacon is, you can see it's been on for like 3 minutes or so, and it's still pretty pink. So again, if you got a bigger pan, I recommend using it because it'll cook this stuff up a lot faster. All right, so my timer on my potatoes has gone off again, so that's 15 minutes total of boiling time. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull these out one at a time. and just drop them into a strainer here, right? And these starting to get a little bit, you know, you can see they're starting to kind of get a little gooey on the side, so that's about right. All right, now I'm going to take these and run them under cold water for a few minutes just to stop the cooking process. All right, so we got that going. Our bacon's getting close here. Actually, our bacon is right about there, and it's been on the pan, you know, about 6 minutes-ish, I want to say my bacon's been going. And it is just freaking gorgeous. Buckle! All right, so I got a plate here with the paper towel on it. So I'm going to go ahead and just get this bacon out of the pan to strain, leaving the juices in again. Because that's the sauce, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, don't you know? God, the smell of bacon makes me so freaking happy. It's kind of obscene, actually. All right. Now I'm going to then flip Mr. Paper Towel over like this. And I'm actually going to stick this in the fridge because I'm going to be using it right away. Now, if you were going to be, you know, if it was going to be a while before you got to handle the bacon onto the potatoes, that'd be one thing. Because I'm going to be using this right away, I don't want to burn my hands off when I touch it. So it'll go into the fridge while I'm prepping my potatoes up here. Just to take a little heat off. All right, now we need to make our sauce. Which basically means all this other shit going into the pan with a bunch of bacon grease, which makes me very excited. So getting our pan onto, I'm going to drop it down to like a low. This is a speed burner. It's a pretty fast burner. So low for this burner is really like medium for anywhere else. So starting off, we're just going to throw all of our other ingredients in. So we got our onions that we minced up earlier going right in. You can already hear them sizzling. You can already hear them sizzling. And you can see they're just kind of swimming in this bubbling bacon grease. It's so freaking incredible. All right, next we got sugar. This is, my mom says 1 to 2 teaspoons. Now, note, I usually hate cooking with sugar if I can avoid it. You know, as much as I love the taste of sugar, it's not good for the body. But because I'm making this for the first time, I'm going to make it dead to real. So this is about 1.5 teaspoons. My mom says 1 to 2 teaspoons. Anywhere in there is fine. Okay. We got, and I'm actually going to measure too because first time, you know, 3/4 cup cider vinegar. Oh yeah. In you go. All right, and then we got 1/4 cup of water. I'm using bottled water because Los Angeles water, frankly, kind of scares me. So whenever I can, I like to use actual bottled. But you know, if you have good tap water where you are, by all means. Now I'm going to crank this up a little bit because with all these liquids going in, it is kind of killing the heat a little bit. So we're bringing this up to like, again, like a medium for this. You know, it might be a little, it's like the high end of medium for your burner, right? And then what do we got here? We got salt and pepper. Oh, does she give me an amount? Nope, no amount. Salt and pepper to taste it is. I'm going to say probably for something like this. You already got salt in here from the bacon. So I'm going to do like probably, like 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And then pepper. I'm going to say probably another teaspoon-ish. Should be plenty of pepper. And then we just bring this up to a rolling boil, which it's actually already getting up there pretty quick. So let's let this go. In the meantime, I'm going to bring my potatoes, precious, over and get them sliced up and into a pan. All right, so we got ourselves a casserole dish here. And we got our potatoes here. And we got our bacon concoction here. And look at that. It just looks gorgeous. Look at the steam rising off of that. And it smells so incredible. This smells like my Nana's kitchen growing up. And I'm just like, I'm on cloud 9 right now. All right. so taking our potatoes, and these are cooled off enough from the cool water. We're gonna take them and just slice, you know, like 1/4 inch-ish. You know, you don't have to go crazy, but you want them, you know, you don't want a super fat cut, but you don't want it super thin. You want, you know, like, yeah, I'll show you one. Like that. Like about 1/4 inch, you know? Yeah, 15 minutes was about perfect for these. These are cutting very nice. You can tell they're, you know, started to cook through a little bit, but they're definitely not mush by any stretch. And these are going to be freaking gorgeous when they're done. So what I'm going to do here with my potatoes is I'm going to kind of put them around the edge here, and I'm going to layer them. I'm going to shingle them. Oh, but first though, oh my goodness, we got a rolling boil happening here, baby. Oh, that is so incredible. Just the smell hitting my face is wow. So that's at a rolling boil. I'm turning it off. I don't know if you can tell because there's a lot of steam coming off, but this is just the most gorgeous freaking dressing ever. Woo! So, I'm going to go ahead and layer some of these in here, and then I'll show you what they look like. Then what I do is I layer my potatoes, I shingle them, I go around the edges and work my way in. Okay? And you know, it's not, you know, you don't have to be Picasso about it, right? Or, well, maybe that's a bad example because Picasso stuff was fucking crazy, but you don't have to be Van Gogh in the way you're putting these things into the pan. You know, just, they don't have to look incredibly pretty, but, you know, just layer them, you know? All right. So just to give you an idea of what this is looking like, there you go. See, they're shingled, you know, roughly. And I worked around the outside, came in, loop in, bada bang, you're in the center, you're good. So I'm just going to keep going with these and just keep layering on top in the same general pattern. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll be right back. All right, so we got our potatoes all layered up, and what I'm going to do here is a quick scrape of my cutting board because we have a bunch of, like, potato matter, and I do not like to waste good potatoes. So there we go. Just plop that and spread it around. All right, so next, what we do is we got the potatoes layered, so we're pouring the dressing over the potatoes until well coated, and then sprinkling with bacon fairy dust. Oh my god. And this, just to give you a look, is what bacon should fucking look like. Okay, bacon, crispy. You hear that? That's how it should sound. No pansy bacon here. All right, pouring my dressing over, and we're just gonna do like this. Oh my god, look at those caramelized onions. Oh, this is so fucking glorious. And it smells so amazing. So I'm just gonna kind of spread my onions out. Yeah, like that. And then, of course, my bacon. Ba-ba-da-ba-bum-bum. It's like fairy dust. This is the stuff that happy childhoods are made of, folks. Just saying. And look at this. It's like, how do you put bacon on food and not have a smile on your face while you're doing it? I don't even know how you could even do that. All right, we are baconed up, baby. All right. So now, last step. This bad boy goes in the oven. And it's going to go in there 350 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes, so it's not in there for long. Now, one note my mom made, which is kind of cool, is that if you want, you can actually chill this as is and then reheat it, right? Like bring it back, like you can actually heat it from, like you can take this, prep it the night before, put it in the fridge, and then heat it up. If you do that, your cooking time goes to 20 to 30 minutes at 350. So just a note there. So this is going to be going into the oven now, 350 degrees, 10 to 15 minutes because we just made it. It's all still warm. So we're going to do that. And I'll be right back to show you the end result. All right, so this has been in the oven about 15 minutes, and holy shnikes, would you just look at that motherfucking potato salad. This is my Nana Rita G's German potato salad, and what we're going to do here, oh my god, that smells like my freaking childhood. I'm going to go ahead and just cut a little section out here and just bring it up. Oh, that's cutting perfect. Nice. Potatoes are still a little firm, but they're not like by any means like, you know, they're definitely edible. Like they're just a great texture for eating, and you'll know they're there. Oh yeah. Get me a little extra bacon for the top because that's just the way this guy rolls. Get over here. You can't escape me. There. I'm taking a little more from over here because I'm a bacon thief. All right, and there you have my Nana Rita G's German potato salad. This is like a famous recipe on my mother's side of the family. Like this was like, we would dream about this recipe. At least I would. I mean, I assume my cousins and my sisters did growing up because it's just the best tasting thing ever. And oh my God, the smell. In fact, I have to take a bite. Because this particular recipe, this is like I said, this is like my childhood, and my Nana was actually very special to me. So in a cool way, this actually makes, it's like it's immortalizing her a little bit, and she was a pretty incredible woman, so she should be immortalized. So to you, Nana, I love you. Oh, Jesus. That's it. Mom, you nailed it. You really nailed it. So there you go, guys. That's it for this video. I'm Johnny Farrow once again, and let me know in the comments below, number one, how you like this recipe. Also, let me know how it worked out with me, you know, putting down the ingredients in last week's video for this week so that you can get the ingredients and follow along. You know, let me know how that worked out for you, if that was good. I'll do it again for this video, and if you guys are liking that, and if you're digging following along, by all means, I'll keep doing that for you. And also too, if there's any other recipes, if you got a family recipe, you know, send it to me with the story. You know, my email is johnnie@johnnyfarrow.com. I'll put that in the description as well. And if you got a dish with a story, like a family story, send it in. I'll be happy to give it a go, make the dish. And if you want to give me a little write-up of what the story is behind the dish, I'll even do that, you know, because I just think that's cool, and I think there's a lot of, I think that's special, you know, at least for me and in my family. There are certain things, and there's going to be more dishes that I bring out from my family traditions as we go through this season and subsequent seasons. So anyway, guys, until next video, have an amazing rest of your day, an amazing rest of your week, an amazing rest of your year. It'll be a video out. It won't be a year, it'll be like a week, but, you know, at any rate, just, you know, keep it real, keep it good, stay safe, be healthy, and I'll see you on the next video. Mwah.